Alrighty boys, so within 5 hours time, there's going to be a crazy update. So we have tons of leaks to show you guys, so let's get on into it. Subscribe and like. So we've got trading and pets coming out this update, and we've also got something else that I'll show you later on in this video. But let's actually dive into this image currently. So on the left side of the screen, that looks like a dog, and on the right, maybe a horse or a llama. Bro, I really hope it's a llama, dude. So I presume that the llama will definitely be more of like the meta of the update, I reckon. But I just wanted to show that image because that's just come in. But this was the first image that I was going to show you guys. Alright, so there's a dog, there's a rabbit, and there's also a cat in the bottom right hand corner. Bro, this is sick. Look, trading booths in the middle as a question mark. Dude, that is a crazy leak. And bro, hats off to the devs for creating that leak. That is a really good solid leak, I'm not going to lie. It kind of creates mystery of what the update could be. So there's not really much I can really say about this leak particularly here. But the next few leaks I'll be able to describe and kind of give my thoughts and opinions on it a bit easier. So let's start off with trading booths. So in this first image, you can see that the trading booth is sitting in front of your restaurant. Like actually quite a far way out, but that's probably because of the expansion pack. So I guess that this booth right here will only be like a stud or two away from the edge of your base. So basically you'll be able to go into public games and start selling your items. What is so cool. So if we have a look on the screen right there, where there's a wooden chair and a diamonds currency. So you can set maybe a maximum of 1 million gems per item, maybe, or maybe there isn't a limit. But right now it looks like there's a million that you can put down on one item. I don't know who's got 1 million diamonds, especially not free to play, but it's really cool to see that we will be able to sell things that you've gained. So limited items and stuff like that, that is definitely going to be cooking, alright? I'm not quite sure what's going to happen when it comes to gold items, because they're currently in the game, right? So it's not like you're going to overcharge for them. If anything, you'll be kind of downgrading them. So instead of the stove costing you 3,000 diamonds, people will be selling them for maybe 2,500 just to get rid of them. But I would definitely like to see maybe a global market so we can join in on people who are selling things that we want. That would be super cool. But if we now look at the top hand left corner of that little wooden chair, you can see that there's a little diamond symbol. So this basically shows the user that this item will cost diamonds. This isn't confirmed yet, but I reckon that that little symbol will change based on if you want diamonds or if you want coins. Diamonds being the meta currency that people definitely want. But I reckon you'll be able to switch the currency from diamonds to coins, depending on what you want to sell. That's what I think, chat. So we actually got a response from Lucas. He said, trading booths, unlocked at Rancher level 60. The booths are untradeable, so that means you can't trade for more booths. So what that says is, you can place these booths down. So maybe we'll see different styles of booths. So we'll probably get like a VIP booth, like a golden one. We might see some Robux ones, well, especially diamond ones, to style up your base. But these will be untradeable, and you can obtain it at level 60. And to be able to actually list an item, it might be that you have to be able to spend 20 diamonds, or potentially that's the minimum that you can put up to sell things. So you can't sell anything for 19 diamonds, it has to be 20 or above. But that is a super cool leak. I can't wait to see trading in this game. I just hope that they get it right on release. So let's move on to the wishing well. So this is the wishing well. You can see at the top of the screen, next quest ready. So basically, you'll be able to return to this wishing well and basically get a quest every 24 hours. So what this will probably lead to is potentially getting a diamond currency. So this is the response from Lucas after posting the new quest, and it's literally a diamond symbol. So my guess is you could probably get a quest and then you basically can get a currency of diamonds from that. So that makes trading even more useful, because with trading, if you're just doing diamonds, not many people have diamonds, right, to trade. So everyone will be selling things for like 100 diamonds just because they can't afford it. So this gives the user a free-to-play way of being able to afford these limited exclusive items that people have and they are selling. But now thinking of that, I don't quite know how it will work, because not many people are pay to win. So having loads and loads of diamonds just ain't gonna work. So they had to add something to enable people to be able to actually afford these trading items. That's just something to think about right there, chat. And then this is the next leak. So we've already seen the trading booth's little explanation. However, the wishing wells, so ultra rare in the black market. The black market spawns every 3 hours in the game and it's going to cost you a ton of cash. It's going to be extremely high, I reckon. This is definitely going to be like an end game quest item to basically get a quest to get diamonds. You know, they ain't going to let it off easy, chat. So maybe it'll cost like 100 mil. I don't think it'll be too much, but it'll definitely cost near 100 mil. Or 50 mil at least. I don't know, chat, but it's definitely going to be very, very difficult to get. And this wishing well is also untradeable. So that means you'll only be able to get one. But that begs the question, wishing wells, okay, they might be untradeable, but can you place multiple if they're from the black market or if you're limited to 1 or 2? That's a question I got, chat. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this. So on to the pets. So I know we hinted this in the first like few seconds of the video, but now we're actually covering it. So under your little menu on the left side of your screen, you can see that there's now a new option called pets. So this is an option that you can open, and obviously we might potentially get llamas as well, looking at the cover photo of the update. So that's a crazy leak. So now let's watch this video then so you can see Lucas, you know, going around with the cat following. So the animations are pretty much spot on. They're really, really cool. You know, we ain't got no blocky pets or anything, chat, alright? We've literally got some pretty good meshes and design for the animals. But bro, I want that llama or a cow. That's what I want. Like a limited beefy cow. So pet details. So this is coming to run a restaurant was actually pretty insane. So we got customer walk speed and staff speed boost. So depending on the pet you equip and the rarity of this, depending on if it's pay to win or free to play, we'll get onto that in just a moment, you can upgrade. So this is where you need a prep, okay? So you want to get as much honey as possible and enough coffee just in case if the feed is just set to that one item. But I think it might be different for every single pet. I reckon you'll need harder stuff to get, depending on the rarity of your current pet, right? So we can see that there's grade B and grade D. So if you upgrade it and feed it, it will slowly up the grade level of it, and it will basically give you a boost. So if we look at that yellow line, we can see that the staff speed boost, the green one at the bottom, is around 50% complete. So maybe there's probably a lot of levels that you have to get to be able to actually max these things out. But dude, that is so cool. And the age as well goes up, so that probably enhances the buff as well. Or maybe potentially grows. That would be cool. So right now you can only equip one pet at a time. They'll probably buff this and change this. But depending on the one that you have equipped will determine the stats buff that you have. So it would be good if we get like farm speed buffs and different buffs that will benefit our processing speeds and stuff. That would be really, really cool. But it would be great to see how this update turns out, and we're going to be making a video on it as soon as it drops. So this brings me back to when I said about free to play and pay to win. So there are going to be both pay to win and free to play items this week. So this is where a lot of people would switch off and just go, it's pay to win, I'm not playing, I'm quitting. Chat, this is what Lucas said, alright? You got to take this, and we'll explain this in just a moment. It's more complicated than that, I swear. You can get goated pets free to play. It's mostly different pet skins you'll see. So he mentioned pet skins in this update. I think he later elaborated it's not actually pet skins coming. It's basically different pets, but he used the term pet skins. So you got your dog, your cat, your llama, etc. Or your horse or whatever it is. So your horse will probably take carrots or something. But this basically means free to play items, probably the rarer and harder ones to get, will probably match or even be better, or in his terms goated. That will match near or just slightly under the pay to win items. Was pretty cool, chat, okay? But it's mostly just down to pet skins. So the pay to win will have more luxury cool looking skins than the free to play ones probably. That might be what it's all about. But anyways, thank you ever so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed, please drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next beefy video. Peace!